You're listening to the PAZNIA Radio Network's Music Monday transmission, wherein we take some time to appreciate and enjoy the liberating music and talent in the second realm. Take a seat, grab a dab-lace joint, a glass of whiskey, or whatever suits your fancy. DJ Brian Free Robot, take it away.
Thank you for that, Daisy. Welcome, friends. Today, we have our first ever PAZNIA Radio Network Music Monday transmission, streaming to you from the Veritas node of the Free Republic. DJ Brian Free Robot here. I'm pleased to have you with me this evening. Lots of great music, lots of talent in store. We'll start with some Richard Greaser tracks. We'll take a Bitcoin Bugle / Liberty Under Attack publications at break, and then we'll conclude with some selections from Coordinator Rayo. There might be a few surprises scattered throughout too, but that will be the bulk of today's Music Monday transmission. Now, playing music on fascist tube and other centralized platforms leads to copyright strikes, but we shouldn't have to worry about that as much with these music selections. But worst case scenario, you can always find us on Odyssey, Rumble, and hopefully PeerTube and Telegram soon. If you'd like to support the expansion of the Second Realm and the PAZNIA Radio Network, please visit paznia.com/shop. There, you can order PAZNIA merch. At present, shirts, mugs, flags, beach towels, and pens. You can become a stakeholder, or you can make a one-time Bitcoin, Monero, or fiat donation. Finally, you can place an order at Liberty Under Attack publications for books, health and wellness items, ghost pads or ghost phones, or whatever else. It all helps. At present, we're a few $100s into the radio network investment-wise, with a dedicated laptop, second monitor, and $15 per month for multi-streaming. So please, if you value what you hear tonight or any night, consider contributing somehow. Without further ado, please enjoy this music block, from Richard Greaser's album, Now That's What I Call Defiance.
Greetings, fellow self-liberators. My name is Richard Greaser, and you are listening to the PAZNIA Radio Network.
In a bustling newsroom, smoking Marlboro Reds, two men work the beat, just as brave as can be. Ron Palmer has a heart of gold, playing sharp as a knife. Dick Greaser investigating pot and bringing shadows to light. Every week on the bugle, their voices ring so true. They're the heartbeat of the nation, bringing the news to you. Rod and Dick keep on rolling through the thick and the thin, with a fire that keeps burning, that won't let the darkness win. On the Bugle Weekly, they expose all the lies, digging deep for the truth under those chemtrail skies. With the notebooks and the microphones, they fight the good fight, bringing light to the darkness, making wrong things right. to you. Democracy is dead when the population has no brains. The information corrupted, thinking is a pain. Out from the ashes, a new movement grows. The anarchists and cypherpunks, their work shows. On the intellectual Silk Road, they trade information. Communicating privately, sources protected is a foundation. All across the world, people's souls are awakening. Now is the time, the establishments are shaking. The journalists are cypherpunks, a new day has dawned. The future is hopeful, while the realities are gone. The people aren't retarded, they are just receiving bad information. The bugle is leading a news reformation. A new day is dawning, don't get left behind. The truth progressively getting easier to find. Victory is nearing, but the results are not yet set. The society you want is not hard to get. The journalists are cypherpunks, a new day has dawned. The future is hopeful, while the realities are gone. The people aren't retarded, they are just receiving bad information. The bugle is leading a news reformation. Light up a cigarette and get ready for the ride. The ironclad narrative, the ones prevailed and died. Take back control of your soul and your mind. Rest easy, the truth is becoming easier to find. On the intellectual Silk Road, a news reformation is happening. Join us, we welcome you to the future. On the 4th of July, 1776, non-compliant individuals had a fix. They did not like being ruled by the British. They were not docile or skittish. With pen and parchment they enshrined their defiance, creating what is now called the American Alliance. Founded on being ungovernable, we carry the torch, smoking non-KYC cigarettes on our front porch. All across the country, the people are awakening. Politicians are quivering and shaking. They fear a population that is not docile. They are afraid, so they will act hostile. But do not lose hope, the revolution is happening. The answer to 1984 is becoming ungovernable. Drive without your seatbelt, this is what winning looks like. Take back your pride, embrace freedom, do not hide. Only fools follow the rules. All across the country, the people are awakening. Politicians are quivering and shaking. They fear a population that is not docile. They are without your seatbelt. This is what winning looks like. Take back your pride, embrace freedom, do not hide. Only fools follow the rules. All across the country, the people are awakening. Politicians are quivering and shaking. They fear a population that is not docile. They are afraid, so they will act hostile. But do not lose hope, the revolution is happening. The answer to 1984 is becoming ungovernable. Now is the time to celebrate the past by ushering in a new freedom that will last. Adopting a mindset that the rulers are tools, embracing reality instead of psyops by CIA fools. The future is bright, let your fear fill with hope.
The world is tough out there right now. The outlook is looking bleak. My heart aches for more. I can't get any sleep. Awake in my bed, I toss and turn, thinking of the future. Why can't society just learn to listen to more Robert Breedlove? I need a Prince Charming to save me from my depression. A man whose full-time job is listening to Bitcoin podcasts. When we lay in bed at night, I want him to explain to me thermodynamics and whisper the things that he heard Sailor say romantically in my ear. I don't care if he has talent or money. All I care is he listens to Lynn Alden. As long as he has 1 million sats on his cold card, I know the future is secured. I want a house in Nashville with a white picket fence, a husband who never misses an episode of what Bitcoin did. With his superior knowledge of the way the world works, I will bring him lots of kids. I need a Prince Charming to save me from my depression. A man whose full-time job is listening to Bitcoin podcasts. When we lay in bed at night, I want him to explain to me thermodynamics and whisper the things that he heard Sailor say romantically in my ear. His YouTube feed will be filled with hopium. That way he will never be depressed. I need the security of someone who is bullish, even when the world is a mess. When I grow up, I will find this man, most likely at the conference in Nashville. My full-time podcast listener is out there waiting to ride off with me into the sunset. Fairy godmother, make this dream come true. If it's the last wish you grant me, oh, give me a reason to live. A man to lead me through hyper-Bitcoinization. The world is tough out there right now. The outlook is looking bleak. My heart aches for more. I can't get any sleep.
LUA Pub Records presents the most inspirational alternative band in the world, Richard Greaser and the Bugle, featuring the first credentialed journalist, songwriter, and producer. Is he the next Leonardo da Vinci? No, he's just a man who smokes a lot of cigarettes and has a bachelor's in journalism. With great inspirational songs like The Princess and the Podcast Listener.
I need a Prince Charming to save me from my depression. A man whose full-time job is listening to Bitcoin podcasts.
The hit track, Non-Compliant 1776.
All across the country, the people are awakening. Politicians are quivering and shaking.
This one-of-a-kind album titled Now That's What I Call Defiance is filled with instant classics. This album is not available in stores, and limited digital quantities are available, so order now. Visit libertyunderattack.com/buglemusic to order today.
the news, building our listeners up instead of normalizing abuse. When the CIA media lies, there are consequences, but those consequences force people to come to their senses. Sweet tobacco of Marlboro Reds heals the soul. Defiance is the only option if freedom is the goal. When the CIA media lies, there are consequences, but those consequences force people to come to their senses. Sweet tobacco of Marlboro Reds heals the soul. Defiance is the only option if freedom is the goal. The information channels are thoroughly controlled, but that is being disrupted by those who are bold. The brave bugle riders choose to cover breaking stories, walking into danger like Howard Rourke walked into the stone quarry. The value for value economy is growing. Hard comes dominance is slowing. The information's flowing. The black market for ideas is growing. When the checkbooks ask why our listeners refuse. When you smoke a cigarette with dignity, there is no way to lose. When the world is crashing down and politicians want war, Rod and Dick are the source of truth you are looking for. The information you choose to believe can have devastating consequences or help you achieve. The future is uncertain, but lies never make it better. Now please make sure to sign up to the Bugle newsletter. Staying misinformed is how we got here. Getting programmed by deception and fear. The social conditioning takes time to unwind. People's brains will continue to become more aligned. The only thing you control is how you respond. We have chosen to thrive by hiring the gorgeous blondes. There's only up from here if you choose engage your brain. Choose to walk out of the cave and break free of the chains. When the jackpot says comply, our listeners refuse. When you smoke a cigarette with dignity, there is no way to lose. When the world is crashing down and politicians want war, Rod and Dick are the source of truth you are looking for. Fake news that matters is one of our creeds. Better opinions and better facts allows us to lead. On the beat we will continue to trudge forward. Owning your mind is the ultimate reward. Only thing you control is how you respond. We have chosen to thrive by hiring a gorgeous blonde. It is only up from here if you choose engage your brain. Choose to walk out of the cave and break free of the chains.
Lost my job today and my cards are maxed out. My wife is pissed, my life a mess, I feel doubt. Why can't we just print our problems away, like the way boomers did back in the day? I look at my kids with a tear in my eye, questioning whether they are destined for a war zone to die. Raising little soldiers to fight and protect this nation, while I'm attempting to fight off starvation. I look at my kids with a tear in my eye, questioning whether they are destined for a war zone to die. Raising little soldiers to fight and protect this nation, while I'm attempting to fight off starvation. How am I supposed to get around when the car was repossessed? No food, no car, no dignity, but now I'm stressed. Now my heart is hurting, it's beating out of my chest. Found chapter 7 after eating at McDonald's is not the best. I remember the days before the world went mad. Back when I trusted the TV, it wasn't sad. I had $1 in my pocket and Nikes on my feet. I miss the days when I could afford to eat good meat. All I ever asked for is to be able to afford paying taxes. But now the IRS is on my dick watching my transactions. I can't afford to live this way, can't you cut me some slack? Why can't someone else do the hard work to get our country back? Netflix isn't taking the pain away. It feels like the only thing I can do is pray. Lord, please help me afford to pay the state. There is no way I can afford the fees if I pay late. The sheriff is on my doorstep to kick me in the balls. My phone won't stop ringing from debt collector calls. All I wanna do is comply and be left alone. But I can't afford anything and I'm getting kicked out of my home. Wasn't sad. I had $1 in my pocket and Nikes on my feet. I miss the days when I could afford to eat good meat. All I ever asked for is to be able to afford paying taxes. But now the IRS is on my dick watching my transactions. I can't afford to live this way. Can't you cut me some slack? Why can't someone else do the hard work to get our country back? Every night I go to sleep wishing I don't wake up. When we wake up in the morning I can't afford whiskey in my cup. How can I numb out the pain and hide from reality? Why can't I find a way to escape the brutality? It's starting to seem like the only way out is to take action. There is no way to hide from reality and choose distractions. The only way out is forwards, I will not give in. Finding a way to afford to pay taxes is how we win. I know this sounds crazy, like I'm losing my mind, but I swear if you vote for this guy, all will be fine. This time will be different, I promise and swear. This politician gets it, they will be fair. I can look past that they will do bad things to people. They said something I liked, please don't be sheeple. Get out to vote and get your friends excited. I swear they're telling the truth, we aren't getting gaslighted. I swear this time this politician cares. They see the country wrapped up in despair. Oh, how bright the future can and will be if you vote for this politician that loves me. The system is broken, but let's make it less so. The economy in shambles, but they will help it grow. They will still surveil us and force us to pay taxes, but if you don't vote this way, everything collapses. The key to victory is compromising what you believe. This is the only way to get what you want to achieve. Deny your values, but let your voice be heard. Not agreeing with the propaganda makes you absurd. I swear this time this politician cares. They see the country wrapped up in despair. Oh, how bright the future can and will be if you vote for this politician that loves me. Other guy is worse but wants the same things. Yes, they are owned by corporations pulling the strings, but they said nice stuff that I wanted to hear. I'll vote for them because the TV makes me feel fear. This is democracy, never getting a real choice. But if you don't vote, you don't have a voice. So don't complain if you don't participate. Just comply with the pressure, it's not too late. I know what you think, I'm kind of a cook, but this time is different, we will have luck. After years of abuse, we need a real hero. They said things I like, they aren't a zero. I swear this time this politician cares. They see the country wrapped up in despair. Oh, how bright the future can and will be if you vote for this politician that loves me.
Ayn Rand was a huge fan of smoking, and this is one of the reasons why I love her so much. This is why I read her book, Atlas Shrugged, front to back twice a year, at least twice a year. I try and do one in the spring / late winter, and then one during the fall. And what's incredible is if you keep track of how many cigarettes you smoke through the reading of the book, because depending on how quickly you read, you could be talking about like a good 5 to 10 cartons just through a single read of that book. But yeah, so Ayn Rand was a big fan of smoking. And the reason why is because she didn't like communism. She fled Russia, the USSR. She fled because of communism, and she fled to America where she could smoke cigarettes. And that's all pretty based. And she saw a lot of these yuppies, these young intellectuals that thought they were really smart, talking about communism, talking about banning cigarettes, and she was just appalled. And so her greatest work, Atlas Shrugged, was written in the concept of the book, or one of the subconcepts of the book. One of the, I think it's more of a major idea, but some people might argue it's a minor idea. But essentially, it was about the defense of cigarettes, because in Gulch Gulch they had the world's best cigarette, and it had a $sign on it. So she wrote the book before the creation of Bitcoin. So we'll give her a pass. She wasn't like advocating for Tether. She was just advocating for the desire to make money. And so all the fiat NPCs, the people out there who thought the New York Times was a real newspaper that actually told the truth, they were all smoking super shitty cigarettes. And that's kind of what she was depicting, the difference between communism and this idea of freedom, which she depicted freedom that results from man striving to be their best self, not necessarily striving for, altruism or, whatever. They're just trying to be their best self. And she knew that in order for man to be their best self, they had to smoke cigarettes.
Coming up next, Richard Greaser's song, Ayn Rand Says Smoking is Good for You.
Put your faith in a system so hopelessly debased, with people in charge who want to see you erased. Instead, you could make fun of them with memes. Do you want to be remembered as supporting these regimes who will have a little fun, disrespect and paid over winning? Trust me, I swear this is just the beginning. It's not the time to cower and run. We can still have a little bit of fun. Who are you gonna give your hope and trust? begin to fly. When they spit in your face, remember they have sealed their fate. You may feel pretty down, but erase that frown. We are gonna win, it's time to go all in. It's not the time to cower and run. We can still have a little bit of fun. Who are you gonna give your hope and trust? People keep voting for what is unjust. Will you allow your brain to turn too much? Or will you choose to chase the rush? Choosing to live means choosing to defy. Make fun of your peers who are choosing to cower and comply. Go ahead and smoke some Marlboro so cars can begin to fly. Light a cigarette, it's a art. Smoke a cigarette, get ready to fly. Cigarettes aren't good for you. Communist propaganda. Cigarettes aren't good for you. Hollywood says so. Hollywood says so. Hollywood says so.
She heard a man humming a song she thought she knew. But when she asked him what it was, she didn't know what was true. While she knew the composer, Richard Haley, had fallen off the map. How did this man know this song? But there was no time, she couldn't turn back. Listen, workers, trains running behind. The results of the world ran by the blind leading the blind. Danny Taggart, a woman to behold. On her wrist she wore a bracelet made of rear-gone steel. Running those trains when the world's falling apart. She refuses to let the looters kill her heart. They said she couldn't do it. They all said she would fail. But the day the comet touched those tracks, her determination prevailed. Beating them once was never quite enough. The day Wyatt Oil burst to flames, things were getting pretty rough. Missing workers, trains running behind. The results of the world ran by the blind leading the blind. Danny Taggart, a woman to behold. On her wrist she wore a bracelet made of rear-gun steel. Running those trains when the world's falling apart. She refuses to let the looters kill her heart. The world needs more Dagny Taggarts, individuals who are too determined to lose. When the world is falling apart, we don't need more lobbyists perpetuating abuse. Danny Taggart, a woman to behold. On her wrist she wore a bracelet made of rear-gone steel. Running those trains when the world's falling apart.
just like Dagny. Maybe together we'll be able to prevent tragedy. The world needs people who use their brains. For all we have is the charred remains.
You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't steal a TV. You wouldn't steal a meme.
Emotional.
You wouldn't steal another Bitcoiner's wife. But listening to Bugle Weekly without boosting Rod and Richard Sats is stealing from journalists. And it's against the law. Support the value for value economy and real journalism by streaming Sats to the Bugle on Fountain FM. Available on Android and iOS.
It's a rewarding exercise that serves as the foundation for the value-for-value relationship between a government and its citizens in a healthy democracy. It can also be pretty stressful. If you make a mistake, the consequences can be costly. For most people, tax season is the most stressful time of the year, but if you're a Bitcoiner who values compliance, the stress doesn't end on April 15th. That's because being a compliant Bitcoiner is like being a mom. It's a never-ending job. That's why I developed Compliance Shield, the all-in-one solution for protecting your compliant reputation. Your reputation is important, whether it's with the IRS or the nearly 500 other federal and state government agencies that are working around the clock to keep you safe. All you have to do is upload the XPub for your cold storage wallet and let Compliance Shield do the rest. Compliance Shield's state-of-the-art algorithm runs on top of our cloud-based Bitcoin core node and monitors all your Bitcoin addresses for suspicious activity, dust attacks, and much more. Compliance Shield also records every transaction you make and updates your dynamic compliance score to help you stay accountable. Compliance Shield even monitors the recipients of your transactions for up to 1 year to ensure you're not transacting with criminals or serially non-compliant counterparties. Compliance Shield lets you label addresses belonging to your friends and family and reports them to all relevant law enforcement agencies. A government that knows who its citizens exchange value with, as well as what they value, can use that data to better serve everyone. If you sign up today, you can take advantage of Compliance Shield's Real Pleb integration, connect on-chain identities with other Real Plebs to build a safe, compliant, circular economy. Citadels require solid foundations. Get Compliance Shield today for just $420 per month, so you can start building the foundation for your Citadel and get a head start preparing for hyper-Bitcoinization.
Are you willing to donate your body?
Sign the waiver!
Got a problem with authority?
Sign the waiver!
Could you stop a Muay Thai leg kick?
Sign the waiver!
Are you afraid of the sovereign man?
Then prove it. Sign the waiver.
Sign the waiver and bring everything you've got to the Bitcoin Fight Club. No more memes, no more shit talking, no more LARPs. Just two plebs facing off in the octagon with everything on the line. Do you have what it takes? Then sign the waiver and bring your ass to the next Bitcoin conference. Tell them Triple Elite Memes sent you.
New from Liberty Under Attack Publications.
The Family That Doesn't Exist by Grandpa Lamb. The first Social Security numbers were issued in mid-November 1936, near the end of the Great Depression, to hundreds of thousands of American citizens. They were assured that the welfare system was a drastic but temporary measure to end the economic crisis, and that the numbers would not be used for identification purposes. Truman Lamb, father of 13, would have benefited from the extra financial help. But he knew better than to believe in government promises. Instead, he entrusted his family's well-being to God. He packed his family into a bus, began homeschooling them years before it would be legalized, and preached the gospel to any church that would receive his family. This collection of stories is about his children, renegades and outlaws, who endured through doubt and disbelief. While some thought them to be in a niche bubble, they felt as if they were in the hand of God and witnessed miracles. They were gifted with courage and creativity, and found that anything is possible if you sincerely believe and walk in faith. And so began the legacy of the family that doesn't exist even to this day. Order your copy today by visiting libertyunderattack.com/lamb. Again, libertyunderattack.com/lamb. Bitcoin and Monero preferred.
Brian FreeRobot here, with a quick update pertaining to the Free Republic of PAZNIA. The following items are now available at the PAZNIA shop, whether digitally via PAZNIA.com/shop, or physically here at the consulate. PAZNIA seal shirts, sizes medium to 2XL available in limited quantities. PAZNIA hat. PAZNIA pen with stylus, 5-pack. PAZNIA sticker. PAZNIA coffee mug. PAZNIA flag. PAZNIA beach towel. And 4 bundles featuring some or all of these items at a discounted price. Load up on PAZNIA goods and contribute to the second realm. Bitcoin and Monero preferred, fiat accepted. Visit PAZNIA.com/shop. Thanks in advance for your contribution to the second realm. Cheers.
The origin of symbolism. Carlyle said, "It is through symbols that man can consciously or unconsciously live, move, and has his being." Those ages, moreover, are accounted the noblest, which can best recognize symbolic worth and prize it at its highest. You just listened to an opening number called "The Circle of Life." And if you listened to the lyrics, and if you have studied the other symbolism being presented to the American public, especially within the last few years, and escalating exponentially as time goes by, you will recognize much of what you have been seeing and hearing and watching and what has been being inculcated into your subconscious in this text. With the 48 constellations, that's right, constellations. I'm not talking some weird astrology stuff. This is out of the mouths of the occult masters of those who are making a bid for the world. They are at the point in time that they have been striving for throughout history, where finally, if no one foils their efforts, the pearl of great price